Thanks for your company. The details now. Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has launched the integration of the National Health Insurance Card and the Ghana Card. The integration allows Ghana card holders to access healthcare under the health insurance scheme. According to Dr. Bawumia, this is part of government's policy to make the Ghana Card the standard identification for all citizens in Ghana. He describes it as a game changer. Judith Awotritando has more in this report.
Speaking at the launch of the National Health Insurance Scheme Week, the Vice President explained every citizen can link their NHIS card to the Ghana card using the *929 hash code. This, he says, will allow subscribers to renew their membership as well as access health care using the Ghana card.
In fact, there are 7 steps to link your NHIS card with your Ghana card. You go in there and dial *929 hash. You select the option 4, which is to link your Ghana card. Enter your 13-digit Ghana card PIN, which starts with GHA, it's a 13-digit PIN. Press send. Then you enter your 8-digit NHIS membership card. Press send and wait for the confirmation message, and it is done.
The Vice President said government is dedicated to ensuring that all citizens are able to access health care using the Ghana card, adding that 1-month waiting period for delayed renewals and new registrations has been waived by the NHIS for this week alone.
This pilot is being launched today for the start of the NHIS week. For this week alone, the 1-month waiting period for delayed renewals and new registrations has been waived by the NHIS.
He added that as part of deepening the inclusiveness of the Ghana health system, the integration will cover procurement, patient record management, payment across providers, among others, which he believes is a game changer in the health sector.
And the scope of digitization in the health sector is enormous. It ranges from procurement to nationwide drugs inventory management, patient record management, portability of patient records across the country, to health insurance management, and billing verification and payments across providers. Our disease geography is poorly mapped. All these information gaps must be closed soonest, and we must take advantage of technology to do just that. What is key for us today is the leveraging of the Ghana card to transform our health system. This is a game changer.
Judith Awachitando's report for Joy News.
We'll be getting much more details on this later, but traders at some markets Joy News has been have been interacting with us, and they cite the lulling government's advocacy on COVID-19 for widespread disregard for safety protocols. President Akufo-Addo, in his 19th address to the nation on COVID-19, suggested the rise in cases is because Ghanaians have let their guard down and stopped wearing face masks and face coverings. A check at the markets confirmed, apart from the lack of adherence to the mask policy, hand wash stations established in all the markets have disappeared. There's more in the following report.
A visit to the Kanishi market in Accra just a day after the president's 19th address revealed close to no regard at all for COVID-19 protocols. There was hardly anyone who wore a mask, and for the few who did, there was more of a chin guard. Many of them explained they are convinced the virus has disappeared.
First one, she one kadi. Okay. Are you on one way? Be an one akpabi mo obuko obo chins wonye. Akekolo na bajala fejalam. Ni wota wo bi akekolo na ne baba wo moko ebi e ne be wale. Aba wo moko ebi.
Aba yo bi e. Me ama bibo aba wo moko.
Aba wo moko ebi e ne be wale. Onu be na kan 400. 500, 600, nebalo.
For others, government silence on advocacy meant the virus had been defeated. They also wondered why the Veronica bucket had disappeared from the market.
kawa ka she ni enu echi eke na echi na she vote mo bi ene kawa ka enu echi shagbene kolo na te kula
o we jalami me ni me wo ko to me la ya me wo ko to we la be wo ni ela ya le jeje ma na mi eje ele nyenye mo ne ka me ni wo ko to ete api wo ko to be o le ko gbete le che be to fe sa fe se le chila ino obi aboni tv no e bashi e to ko obi ele no mini e bashi e wa e pi e poli ne ke bucket ni a lo efe je me no tun ake be la e bashi o ka ke bi an ele reze ko we me ni me wo ko to me fi o ni o le ko
wonu ko edon e wona na no ni wonu e no ji vote mo wonu e shi ela le wonu ko edon e wa kana na ele be ko e won tawo me ni ele mu ame ani wona me tv ni wale be ni wo ba stashi wa shi na ni ele ba ko ni wo twins na ka wa bu e ko e no fine.
There were those, however, who had not let their guards down as suggested by the president and had continued to wear their mask while also making good use of their hand sanitizers.
O hela jene be shefe tomo meni wotla shine ye mianka wobu ye mianka woji bola ke hela eje shiboni wona boni men manse biye bona me no yo critical wona ka wono e ba shishi hela le o he o mianka hela eje.
So I'm wearing my protection first. I think of my safety first than any other person. So once I'm wearing if she's not even wearing my thing, I've held my sanitizer here. So right after the exchange of money, I'll use my sanitizer.
That's why I'm wearing my nose mask to take care of myself first. So if anybody else is not wearing, but I'm protected. So that's what matters to me. Oh, we have been informed to protect ourselves. So it's your choice if you don't want to. But I think it's best if you do.
The general lack of adherence to the protocols and how to get the public to change their ways remain a challenge that government will have to figure out, especially as enforcement is non-existent. For Joy News, Manuel Cranting.
Now, some motorists who use the Accra-Tema motorway are calling on authorities to fix a portion of that stretch, which is gradually being eroded. They fear people will die if the affected section of the road, which is being washed away, collapses. Maxwell Agbagba has more in our Arrival Live story.
The slab that is supporting the bridge is off. The erosion is chopping into the middle of the road, and no one is paying attention to it.
Voice of a concerned motorist in a video sent to Joy News talking about the danger on the eastbound section of the Accra-Tema motorway.
To draw the authorities' attention that we shouldn't wait for a disaster to happen before we come to save lives. This is very bad. The road is caving in. Please, the authorities should take note of this and come to the aid of the road. They are begging you. We don't want any disaster to happen before they come with excavators to save lives.
Well, this is a 19-kilometer Accra-Tema motorway stretch. Well, what you're seeing here is a big hole, and now this is eating deep into a portion of the 19-kilometer stretch here. What we've observed so far is that sometimes vehicles are forced to squeeze themselves into the other lane just to avoid this. We do not know what happens in the evening, and until this is fixed, it continues to remain danger to motorists.
It is a big pit caused by erosion around the storm drain very close to the Ashaiman underpass. Motorists who use the road tell me what started as a small hole is gradually expanding into the main road. They fear that portion of the motorway may cave in if it is not fixed. Some of them also fear vehicles may plunge into the storm drain as the railings on that portion of the road have been damaged.
My name is Wisdom.
Wisdom, okay. Wisdom what?
Wisdom Motu.
This man uses the motorway frequently. He wants authorities to fix the problem.
This is a Shama motorway under bridge. And then this thing occurred the last heavy rain that falls the last time. So I notified this, that was 2 months ago, that the bridge started cracking like this. So even I tried my best to do a short coverage and then post it for the concern of the people. So I thank you guys that you are here now to help solve the issue. So a lot of people are not identifying this yet because you see how the hole is. It doesn't affect to the down yet. So people are not identifying yet until they get to the end before you can see that the thing is dangerous. And what is here now is dangerous. But just people cannot see because every time they are in the car passing. So we sometimes I pass here. Yeah, I've been using the road, so I know that this is what is happening. I think a lot of people too have identified. Yeah.
So what do you want to be done?
So this thing immediately they need to come and fix this thing out before it get out of hand because the next rain that will fall, it will affect again. That one is serious. Yeah.
Dennis Abani uses the Accra Tema motorway every day to deliver honey to his clients.
When I get here, I find it difficult to use the outer lane. So what I do is I'll wait and check to see if there's no car coming. Then I use the inner lane, which is not even safe for me as a rider. I have to always use the outer lane because my speed is not that of car. You see, so it's very dangerous. And then the pedestrians too, they find it difficult to use the outer lane, which is almost caving in. And I think the authorities have to work on it, and then it should be immediate, or else we'll have a situation at our hand that we'll not be able to solve.
The Ghana Highway Authority says it will comment after an assessment of the situation. Maxwell Agbagba for JoyNews.
Now, the Forestry Commission says timber firms involved in forestry plantation and preservation remain critical allies in restoring depleted forests. Companies like Samatex, Ayum Forestry Products, and the Ghana Timber Millers Association are not just harvesting timber, but busily involved in plantation development in the Bono and Ahafo regions of Ghana. Ohiming Teria has more in this report.
Planted in excess of 20,000 hectares of economic tree species such as teak, rosewood, oframon, melena and cedrela. Chief Executive of the Forestry Commission, John Aloti, tells Joy News the practice is not only restoring lost vegetative cover, but also earning the country carbon credit, foreign exchange and timber products.
The timber firms and operators in the timber industry, and most people see them as people who are only extracting logs, cutting down the trees. But most of them are doing a lot of good work. A lot of them are engaged in plantation. As you have seen today, we've been to Samate's place where they've done almost 800 hectares of plantation. From Ghana, have done about 8,000 since 2013. And so what we see today is a manifestation of the investment that they have put in. When they invest like this, we are able to plant degraded areas, and then it's creating jobs, it's providing some revenue to communities around. We're also looking at a carbon credit as well.
John Aloti was speaking during a tour of the plantation sites of Global Green Code, a subsidiary of Samatex and Form Ghana, in Taintu Forest respectively, as well as Greenfields plantations in the Amama Forest. The Ayum Forest Product, a beneficiary of government's flagship One District, One Factory initiative, has planted over 7 million trees on 4,000 hectare land. The plantation, sited on degraded land, is a fully fledged forest that mimics that of a natural forest with undergrowth. Though the company has not been active in operation for some time now, officials hope it will bounce back as it begins to harvest some of the trees from its plantations. Marcel Kusi is the general manager of Ayum Forest Products Limited.
The forest is about 17 years old, and we wish we can start harvesting some of the species, especially the cedrela, this year. We as a company will do our very best also to support the Forestry Commission in that regard.
Chief Executive of the Forestry Commission, John Aloti, commended the company for work done.
We will continue to support them. This is a company that has invested in this plantation for over 17 years.
good times, bad times, they continue to invest.
From Kumasi, for Joy News, Oiminteria reporting.
You're watching News Desk with me, Bernice Abubedu Lancer. Coming up shortly, Darryl Kwa will be bringing us business updates.
Good morning, welcome to business. My name is Darryl Kwa. Auditing and accounting firm KPMG is advocating continuous investments in human capital and infrastructure to accelerate economic growth from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking to Joy Business at the ongoing Ghana Economic Forum in Accra, senior partner Anthony Sapon hinted that government has the responsibility of targeting key sectors of the economy, including human and capital infrastructure investments. This, he believes, will spread economic activities across sectors and revive businesses.
Continuous investment in education and infrastructure to make sure that the country is open up so that businesses can pick up. Secondly, businesses have to look at how they can bring efficiency in their process, not only businesses but also for government. And that will mean that even in the phase where you cannot increase your income, you can manage your costs and continue to stay afloat. And thirdly, surviving the economy is all about people, and therefore every decision that the government and every businesses that should be concerned about the well-being and welfare of the people. And that will mean that we need to position our people in a manner such that they will be able to take advantages of the opportunities that COVID brings, the advantages that digitization brings, and the advantages that the world open for us, particularly in the free Africa continental trade. If Ghanaians are able to position themselves and take advantage of it, then in that way, we can expand our businesses and we can create more jobs and we can build economic prosperity for all.
That was your quick business update. Sports is up next.
Thank you for staying here on News Desk. Let's now go back to our story about the integration of the Ghana card and the National Health Insurance Scheme card. The National Identification Authority's boss, Executive Secretary Professor Kenneth Tayfor, joins us on the line for more on that. Thank you very much for your time here this morning, Prof. So the major concern, picking reactions from this innovation, let me put it, is data protection. Many people are concerned that merging the databases will create that problem for them.
Well, there is no foundation to the concern unless any of those people concerned express a basis for that concern. I'm unable to address it in a vacuum. But if the idea is that mere integration of data will cause somehow data to be inappropriately released to persons who should not have it, or institutions which should not have it, then there is no base. There is absolutely no need to worry about that. That is because we have in place, as a country, a very stringent data protection legal regime. And Mrs. Patricia Poku, who is in charge of the Data Protection Commission, and her staff are very determined in enforcing the law. They work in tandem with institutions which are data holders or bearers of data to educate and to certify the institutions that can and ought to have access to the confidential data of citizens. The data protection law is a stringent one, and it is being very reverently enforced by the Data Protection Commission. I should also add that the Data Protection Commission does not only train institutions and persons in the law, but they also certify particular persons as focal persons for data protection, like ambassadors or sorts, in the institutions, who are charged with the responsibility of ensuring that the relevant provisions of data protection law, as they apply to the particular institution, are stringently observed. So I have no worries about that at all.
Okay, Prof, help us understand this better. Does this mean that henceforth we are going to have one database for which we have Ghana card and NHIS subscribers, or they exist separately, just that they are connected?
Well, the National Identification Authority database, properly called the National Identity Register, is the mother register of identity in Ghana. And the veracity of any identity claim, that is the data silos of other institutions, the veracity of those databases are to be checked, or any data set of an individual is to be checked or verified against what National Identification Authority holds. So there will be, the integration and harmonization system will comprise a data exchange platform with the National Identification Authority at the center of it, and then all the other cognate institutions, such as the Electoral Commission, the National Health Insurance Authority, the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, the Ghana Revenue Authority, all these institutions, driver and vehicle licensing authority, the veracity of your claim. So if you present a passport, for example, and passport office, so if you present a passport or a driver's license at any of these institutions, they can ascertain whether you are who you say you are by cross-checking, verifying that identity claim from the National Identity Register.
All right, Prof. Finally, sorry I had to cut in there, but finally, does this mean that the National Health Insurance Card will be phased out gradually?
Yes, the National Health Insurance Authority card is going to be phased out. The NHIA is going to piggyback on the Ghana card. There will be no NHIA card henceforth, and that alone will constitute about $30 million saving every year for the National Health Insurance Authority, which means for Ghana, just by not producing cards and piggybacking on the Ghana card. And we are expecting that the SNIT and the Electoral Commission and other institutions in due course will go the same way as the National Health Insurance. And I want to congratulate them for this bold and important initiative.
We appreciate your time. Professor Kenneth Tayfor is Executive Secretary of the NIA, and he's been sharing some details with us on the integration of the Ghana card in the National Health Insurance card.